Hello Internet, this is BoneCarlos coming to you live from the Batcave to bring you another vlog type thing. Before we get started, I'd like to point out and congratulate Sydney GTE for winning last week's giveaway. He went ahead and chose one of my games out of my collection, and I know he's going to enjoy Skyrim as soon as he gets it in the mail. So, with that, I'd like to point out that a new giveaway is going to start. Check out the description for the new question and all that other fun jazz. Also, leave a comment down below on a topic that you guys want me to talk about. Anything at all. It could be video game related. It could be anything in your life. It could be just something non sequitur. It doesn't matter. Leave those comments, and I'll be more than happy to take care of them. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck listening to me talk about something that I want to talk about, and like I've stated before, that's never fun. But today, what we're gonna be talking about is communication, not only in regards to video games, but just in life in general. And this all stems from the fact that, or from the conversation that I had, I would say about a week ago, half a week ago. And the coworkers and I were just talking about jobs and worst jobs we've ever had, and this and that. And I've noticed the main theme of all the jobs that I just noticed that the poster, the bottom half of that poster is gone. Huh. Wonder where that went. Anyways, the bottom half of a poster frame I bought is gone, the little bottom piece. That's interesting. Alright, I'm not gonna restart, I'm just gonna keep on going with the flow. And, main theme of all the worst jobs that I've ever had was due to the fact of lack of communication, not only between coworkers and management. And what I mean by this is coworkers are not discussing and not communicating, and not letting each other know, oh, hey, I'm doing this, I took care of this, so you need to do this, so instead you need to do this. Pretty much just an X, Y, Z kind of thing. And when coworkers don't do this, not only does it make work more difficult for them, but it's also more obvious to management that people aren't doing their jobs. I mean, if you communicate between coworkers, you could get things done, kind of sneak things in under the radar, and everyone gets home scot-free, the work gets done, no one gets in trouble, everything's hunky-dory. When something like that doesn't happen, things fall apart, and as the old saying goes, shit rolls downhill, and pretty much the workers at the bottom kind of thrashes everything up. And same can be said between management and then management to general workers. I mean, if management doesn't communicate, nobody knows what the hell's going on. You end up having the workers do the same job that they did 10 minutes ago, or redoing a job that was done the previous day by someone else. And this all just comes down to communication. And I've been on the management side of things where other teams of management didn't communicate to me. I had misinformation. I looked like an ass to my coworkers since they already knew what was really going down on the main floor, or in the production level kind of things. And it makes for a bad work experience. And not only that, it could also miscommunication also disrupts just regular personal life. I mean, between friends, between family, and in relationships on top of that. And it's funny because of the fact that we have so much great technology, quote unquote, at our fingertips with social medias, with computers in our pockets. And yes, those smartphones, quote unquote, aren't phones anymore. They're little mini computers, little PDAs, or whatever the hell you want to call them. And I'm just surprised and amazed at how, like I said before, the technology that we have at our fingertips, there's so much miscommunication going on tenfold all around us. To Facebook, someone says something, they didn't communicate something else, this gets crossed, that gets left out, and all of a sudden there's a big old shitstorm when everything could have been solved by a simple phone call and said, hey, this is what's going to happen, forget about what everybody else is saying, this is what I'm doing, and go on, so on and so forth. And that's just on a friend social kind of thing. And also with when it comes down to relationships, I see that a lot of this happens again over Facebook, that this is happening, and I can't believe this happened, and this is this and this and that. And a lot of the times it's just miscommunication between couples. It's like, I told them this, and then all of a sudden they shoot back with, no, you didn't, and you know. And with all this can be solved by just simply sitting down and saying, this is what I want in a relationship, this is what I'm going to do, this is what's going to happen. And if you can't live with that, just go. People just get wrapped up in too much of the whole relationship, and everything got to work together, and there's got to be, you know, mutual agreements and give and take, and yes, that's all give and take. But when it comes to the big picture, when it comes to the big things of who you are and such, that's got to go. If I got into a relationship with my girl, and when I told her, I was talking to her, and yeah, it's like I do this, I play video games and such and such and such, and if she would have said, oh, I don't like, I don't want you playing video games, goodbye, you know, or if she went along the lines where she says, okay, I'm fine with you playing video games, which is what you should have told me, and then all of a sudden, years later, she comes around and says, you play too many video games, you need to spend time with me. No. You've known me, this is going to happen, and you know how I am, and I've explained to you that this is what I do for fun, and this is how it's going to happen. And communication, it just goes a long way, people, is what I'm trying to say. And a funny story is, when Modern Warfare 2 came out, I was really vamped up on Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 2 was coming out, and I was really stoked on it. And I told my girl, it's like, listen, it's coming out November, these are the days. I'm not going to see you from midnight of the launch day until probably 4 days after that. I had like no work. I finished up everything. Everything was taken care of. And she's like, well, alright, well, I'll go with you for the midnight launch just to hang out with you. And after that I said, you know what, no problem. It's no big deal. Swing on, come on by, hang out. I got my game. I think I finally contacted her 3 days later letting her know, hey, you know what? Getting kind of bored with this, so let's go do something tomorrow. She was like, alright, cool. Now, if during those days, if she would have texted me, and I told her, no, don't bother me, just leave me alone, just leave me alone. If during those days she would have tried to get a hold of me, was like, hey, you want to go get this and go get that, I would have just been like, whoa, what are you doing? Hey, no, I already communicated with you this was going to happen. Don't try to just, you know, don't try to mess everything up, quote unquote. But those are few and far between. I mean, I play video games, but I still give her time and everything. And it's like, I don't know why I rambled on into a personal story like that. But bottom line is just communication, people. Go out there, let people know what's going on, let people know how you feel. Just talk. A lot of people aren't doing that anymore. Talking, expressing how they feel, whether it's good or bad. Saying, hey, I'm not comfortable with this and I don't want to do this. It's like, oh, you know, it's like, hey, you know, I need you to do this and this. And it's like, no, this is personal favor. It's my day off. I'd rather, you know, spend time, you know, doing this and this. If you want to meet halfway, that'd be fine. And stuff like that. I see people bending themselves over backwards, not really communicating. It's just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Well, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to go ahead and find the bottom part of that frame and leave a comment down below on what I could make these more enjoyable for you. Otherwise, I think Batman got back, and I don't think he likes me being in here without his permission. So, later, guys.